Hello, everyone. A very logical day to all of you. And here we are with a discussion of the editorial of December 27, 2023. Oh, parting wisdom. पार्टिंग विजडम का मतलब कि जो निकल रहे हैं या जो जा रहे हैं वो कुछ पते की बात बोल के जाते हैं. Here, let's see the reading part, what it contains. Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, who retired from the Supreme Court on Tuesday after a 7-year tenure, has shown a light on the institution he was part of as well as the wider context it is set in. Right? उन्होंने मतलब जुडिशरी के लिए ही उन्होंने कुछ काम की बात बताई है. उस पे कुछ शोन लाइट का मतलब उस पे कुछ रोशनी डाली है. ठीक है, literally saying. Now, in an interview to this paper, the judge who contributed to several key verdicts, from the privacy ruling to same sex marriage, from Rafael to Article 370, spoke with wisdom and a rare candor, means frank, आराम से openly बात की है उन्होंने इसके बारे में. किसके बारे में? About the judiciary's challenges within and the pressures bearing down on it. That means judiciary की ऐसी हालत है कि उनके within का मतलब in the system only there are challenges that these people are facing and there's a pressure from outside. So in an increasingly polarized political environment, polarized का मतलब होता है biased जैसा बिल्कुल one sided environment चल रहा है अभी, तो इससे pressure में है वो. He spoke of the need to respect distinctive inner mechanisms and to draw boundaries while safeguarding independence. That means what should the court do? What should the judiciary do? Inner mechanisms, क्योंकि problem inner challenges they are facing. So they need to be coming up with distinctive मतलब specific बिल्कुल अलग अलग होना चाहिए. Distinctive inner mechanisms and to draw boundaries while safeguarding independence. कितने हद तक कौन उनके ऊपर प्रेशर लगा सकते हैं उस पे रोक होनी चाहिए. एक बाउंड्री, एक हद तक ही आप किसी का प्रेशर सहन कर सकोगे. और सो दिस इज व्हाट ही इज टेलिंग अबाउट द जुडिशरी. Given that at the best of times the judiciary seems like a black box, and in a moment when elected governments are using their large mandates to evade checks, evade यानी escape. ठीक है. सो द गवर्नमेंट पर अगर कोई चेक लगाना होता है तो वो बचना चाहते हैं. To evade checks and balances, justice calls openness as refreshing and illuminating. Illuminating again, shone a light on and illuminating मतलब एक रोशनी डालते हैं इनकी वर्किंग पर, जुडिशियल सिस्टम पे. It is especially so entering an election year in which the political contestation will only intensify, rippling through the system and singeing all parts of it. सिंगिंग नहीं है इसका मतलब उसको चोट चोट नहीं उस पे टू इंक्रीज द हीट. राइट, दैट इज व्हाट विल हैपन. व्हाई? whatever Mr. Justice said is refreshing. Why? Because in today's times it's an election year about to come, and these are the problems that the judicial system is facing. Inner mechanisms, inner problems हो रहे हैं, and the pressure that it is feeling from the polarized political environment, government, right? Now, what it is saying that this is the right time because the people should understand this, what is going on, and entering an election year, political contestation will only intensify. ये pressure जो है, contestant जो है, वो और increase होगा, and then there will be a ripple effect. A ripple effect is ripples you know, राइट. ऐसे जस्ट पानी में पत्थर डालने से जो इफेक्ट होता है पूरी लहरों का, वो रिपल इफेक्ट होता है. दैट इज रिपल. सो थ्रू द सिस्टम एंड चेंजिंग ऑल पार्ट्स ऑफ इट, तो सिस्टम के ही सारे हिस्सों पे, सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स में, सारे, it is going to hurt, it is going to scorch them, it is going to heat them up, right? That is what he's saying. So it has come at the right time. These two sentences become the main part of that paragraph, right? Second para. In the face of apprehensions that have gained ground over the last several years after the judiciary is not adequately holding its own against an overweening executive. ओवरवीनिंग है ना, जैसे ओवरवेलमिंग होता है, तो वैसे बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर हो रहा है एग्जीक्यूटिव का. देखो, इफ you know this very well, three pillars: legislature, executive, and the judiciary. So the executive is like pressurizing the judiciary part, and this has been going on for the last several years. And gaining ground means maintaining a foothold there. अभी ये बात जो है, ये जो आइडिया है, ये this is like yes, all have started believing in this also. So it is gaining ground. All these apprehensions are gaining ground. कैसा हो रहा है? So Justice Call has urged a sobering look back at the history. Sobering look मतलब थोड़ा सा आराम से, ध्यान से, calmly understand what was there in the history. What was it? Governments elected with large majorities, as opposed to the coalition governments, as he has pointed out, had often presented challenges for the non elected and countervailing institutions. They have given challenges for the countervailing institutions का मतलब है वैसे institutions जो कि उनकी बात को neutralize करते हैं. ठीक है? What adds to the current expectations from the judiciary, moreover, and increases the burden on it, is the dramatic diminishment of the opposition. ठीक है, तो काउंटर वेलिंग यानी न्यूट्रलाइज करने वाले भी होने चाहिए. ठीक है, ऐसे नहीं कि सब आपको कंसोलिडेट करेंगे, सब आपके हाँ में हाँ करेंगे, नहीं. यहाँ पर रोल जो है जुडिशरी का, दैट इज इंक्रीजिंग. व्हाई इज इट इंक्रीजिंग? बिकॉज द ऑपोजिशन इज डिमिनिशिंग. So the role of the judiciary will increase. How? The shrinking of the non-BJP parties, not just electorally, starkly framed in Parliament by the large-scale suspensions of opposition MPs in the winter session, has meant that the court is now expected to politically handle the government. ये कोर्ट को करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अगर गवर्नमेंट not many to oppose it, not many to discuss something from a different aspect or a perspective. So the court has to come up to this, politically handle the government. The court cannot be the opposition. Cautions justice call, right? एक caution है. कोर्ट opposition नहीं बन सकेगा, लेकिन उसे हैंडल तो करना पड़ेगा इस गवर्नमेंट को, अदरवाइज वन साइडेड हो जाएंगे सब. So he is right that the court cannot be the opposition. He is right. Vital distinctions and dividing lines are being blurred and collapsed in a system strained by the reset of balance of power demanded by a politically aggressive, that is powerful and aggressive executive. Politically executive जो है वो powerful है, aggressive है, opposition diminish हो गई है. कोर्ट के ऊपर प्रेशर होता था, लेकिन अब कोर्ट को संभलना चाहिए. दिस इज व्हाट जस्टिस कॉल इज सेइंग. संभलना है, क्यों? क्योंकि कोर्ट has to handle this government now properly and politically, right? It cannot be the opposition, a disclaimer given, but then it has to change its way now. This is what was a parting wisdom, right? So these two things, these lines and this and this line are the main. Last paragraph, he is also right to point to the waning spaces for dialogue in a divided society in which a middle path is becoming difficult to find. Also right to point to the waning spaces. Waning is decreasing. ठीक है, waning decrease होता है. Waxing and waning of the moon होता है. तो जब wax होता है मतलब moon बढ़ता हुआ, और जब wane होता है तो moon कम होता हुआ, right? From the new moon to the full moon, it is the waxing stage, and from the full moon to the new moon, it becomes the waning stage. So, waning is reducing. It is also right to point to the waning spaces for dialogue. That means कई सारी बातें ऐसी होती हैं जहाँ पे डिबेट या डायलॉग नहीं हो पाता है, तो रूम देयर इज नॉट मच रूम फॉर डायलॉग, क्योंकि बोल दिया अथॉरिटेटिवली, अगर कुछ बोल दिया तो वहां पे डायलॉग की कोई गुंजाइश नहीं रहती है. दैट इज इट. In a divided society in which the middle path is becoming difficult to find, of course it is still possible to contend that the judiciary has abdicated its responsibility to shore up the constitutional letter and spirit in political legal cases in tough times. It is, they would say, the court has abdicated means let go, abandon कर देना, उसने छोड़ दी है, right? क्या अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कोर्ट की है क्या? टू श्योर अप द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल लेटर एंड स्पिरिट. ठीक है, तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इन लेटर एंड इन स्पिरिट तुमने बहुत बार पढ़ रखा होगा. लेटर मीन्स टू द वर्ड, वर्ड बाय वर्ड, एंड स्पिरिट मीन्स उसका जो एसेंस है उसके हिसाब से. तो जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है उसके लेटर एंड स्पिरिट के हिसाब से काम करना है, उसे बढ़ाना है, ये काम है कोर्ट का. और पॉलिटिकल लीगल केसेस में उसने छोड़ रखा है. बट जस्टिस कॉल्स रेफरेंस टू कंटेक्स्ट इज वैल्यूएबल. Justice call does acknowledge that the court must do more and better. और काम करना है और better काम करना है. For instance, where he says the SC is sending mixed signals and argues for reform. Keeping someone in custody during prosecution cannot be a substitute for a conviction. Right? He says while disagreeing with the government that the bar for granting bail in cases of serious economic offences must be higher. And yet, even as it is important for the court to correct course, important है उन्हें reform तो करना ही है. It is critical that it has the room to do so. इतनी जगह, इतनी space, जैसे ये कहा था, होनी तो चाहिए अगर रिफॉर्म करना है तो, on its own terms. ये बात है. Independent होना चाहिए कोर्ट को, should not be pressurized by the political parties or by the government. Whichever it is, this is what court is different from the government. So, whatever corrections, whatever reform they need to bring about, according to Justice Call, they should be doing it on their own terms. Justice Call, part of the SC Collegium that dealt with appointments, argues that the National Judicial Appointments Commission, struck down by the Apex Court, could have been given a tweak to protect the judiciary's predominance. Could have been given a tweak का मतलब थोड़ा सा उसमें changes ला सकते थे ताकि जुडिशरी का हाथ तो वो रहे, राइट. प्रीडोमिनेंस मतलब उसको डोमिनेटिंग होना चाहिए था, उसको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए. एंड द सीजेआई इन दिस व्यू could have been given a casting vote. That's a proposal that the outgoing judge leaves with government and the court. ये एक उनके पास हक में होना चाहिए था. That is the point. So this is the parting wisdom that the retired, now recently retired Justice Call gives the says. So this is his reference to context is valuable. ये बात थी. He acknowledges that the court must do more and better, and it is important for the court to correct the course. It is critical that it has the room to do so on its own terms. Independent होना चाहिए. That is what we can understand now. Right. So the main idea, Justice Call is right. Court cannot be opposition, but its independence in face of a strong government must be secured. Independence वाली मेन बात थी. और opposition ऐसा बन तो नहीं सकते वो, लेकिन अपनी independence उसे सेव करनी चाहिए, तो not to be pressurized by the government. Right. So that's all for today, and thank you, and stay logical.